Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we are going to talk about the things what have been revealed in the 2019 Open Day, the New Year's Open Day at Warhammer World, and I tried to push my luck a little bit. Right before Sisters of Battle were announced, the day before Sisters of Battle were announced, I was like, is everyone ready for them to reveal plastic Sisters of Battle tomorrow? And then they actually did. Now, admittedly, I said that thinking they wouldn't, but it was quite a good little prediction, that was not really a prediction because I was only taking the piss. I tried to push that a little bit this time round. I tweeted yesterday and said, is everyone ready for Codex Emperor's Children? And you'll never guess what happened. They didn't announce that, no. It turns out, just a one-off fluke of me being an idiot. No Codex Emperor's Children, but it was worth a go, right? We did, however, get some really cool stuff anyway, and I'm not too mad about the thing that I didn't think would happen not happening, because I didn't think it would. Because there's some actually really cool stuff, especially Genestealer Cults have got some really nice new models with their release. I don't play Genestealer Cults, although to be honest, some of the new models are testing that particular resolution quite badly. Honestly, some of them are really good. But I can't speak for everyone who plays that army. I can't speak for those who've been waiting for that codex for so long. It's a little easier to swallow it being such a late release for that codex, given some of the stuff that they have revealed. Some of it is really nice looking. But before we get to that, before we get to the Genestealer stuff, there is some other cool stuff that was shown off. And even though some of this is related to games that I don't play, I still really like overall just the sheer quality of the models that they've shown today. They are really good. I'm struggling to think of one that I don't like, which is kind of rare. There's usually at least something I'm not too bothered about or actively can find problems with. Not really seeing that this time around, which is really nice. So first up is the Ambull for one of the expansions for Blackstone Fortress, which looks like a hulking insectoid monstrosity. I really, really like it. It's not too over the top. There's not too much in the way of Death Guard over ornamentation about it. It's not quite as busy as it perhaps could have been, but that's a really good thing because it looks properly dangerous. It has nice little touches, like the little like larvae that are coming out of it. I quite like, but there isn't, it's not infested with them and it's not covered with them. It doesn't look like it would struggle to move about, which there is a little bit of like over design going on at Games Workshop every now and again. This seems to be completely free of that. It looks really nice. It looks like a really well done model. A strong start. I like it. I really like it. Thing is, even if you didn't like it and you were more prone to liking big stompy robots, there is the Ambot, which is coming to Necromunda. And if I liked the Ambull, these things, I demand to know the size of these. I need to know how big they are, because I need to know if there is some way to use them as some sort of counts as for any unit from any army. I don't give a shit. I would quite happily field an entire army just of these. I absolutely love the way these look. There is no part of this that I don't like. They're not too overdone, they're not too busy, they still clearly are based on the Ambull, but they have some nice changes to them. They don't look non-functional. It's quite easy to make big stompy things that are kind of themed around living creatures to look a little bit like, how would that work? This just has something about it. They just look so good. They look so good. They look industrial. They look dangerous. I would happily field an entire force of these, but I don't even know what you would field them as, because I'm not sure of the size. I just know that I want them, and I want them purely to paint them, that's a good sign. If you don't even play the game and you're looking at the model going, I need that just to own it, you've done a good job there. So yeah, the Ambots look absolutely quality. I love how they look. Now, Genestealer Cult stuff, there's just so much cool shit. So there's been 5 technically character guys shown off, and they all look great. You've got this mad assassin type dude with that's a rumor engine solved, by the way, that sword. I really thought that was going to be a Slaanesh thing. No, it is a Genestealer Cults some type of assassin by the look of it, with a little Genestealer helping him out, which I love. I like that detail. The little Genestealer's a little cartoony, but to be honest, I can let it go because I really like the pose and the overall feel of the main model itself. It looks really good. There is also this, like, Magus, one of the best things that I've seen from Games Workshop for ages. And I'm like, I know I said that yesterday, day before, with the Troggoth and Dan Cold Troggoth and the Squigs. That model, that looks menacing and yet confident, and there is something about that. I think the posing is spot on. Again, it's not too busy. It's not like covered in like symbols. It's not overflowing with decoration and like ornamentation. It's relatively simple, and it looks really good because of that. It looks no nonsense, and I really, really like just the overall shape and style. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Inari, whatever her name is, the one with the massive like fan coming out of her head with a really long train, like on her dress. I can't remember what they're called, what that one is. But there's something about the posing that feels a little bit similar, but this feels way more effective because it just seems so... There's something inevitable about this, which I really, really like. It looks so good. Then you have the the crazy priest-style guy who, again, I quite like. That feels like something that is going to be ripe for converting into other things. I think you could do quite a lot with that model. You'd have to mess about a little bit with removing some of like the icons from it. But again, it's not like over the top. It's relatively subtle in terms of like iconography. You could do so much with that model, and yeah, it's simple but very effective, which I think is fair to say is true for all of these. And then you've got the DJ who is about to drop some mad beats with his portable system, which it's a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like this one as much as the others. There are aspects of it I really do like. I like the general pose. I like the speaker pole that he's got, like the staff of sound blasting, whatever. I'm not too keen on the... I can't even tell... One of the reasons I'm not too keen, I can't tell if it's hovering, I can't tell if it's attached to his belt, I don't know whether the cables are keeping it held up. It's a little bit clunky, that side of it. The rest of it I really, really like. You know, I like the sculpt on the head, I like the expression, the face is actually really well done. The overall kind of impression of it is really nice, but that like control pad thing feels a bit clunky and a bit weird, and I'm just not 100% sold on it. But again, I feel like there's quite a bit you could do with that, and I think it would probably be quite easy to mess with that arm and switch it out to something else if you really wanted to, if you weren't a fan of the little control thing that he's got on him. And again, nice and subtle. It's like it's recognisably, clearly Genestealer Cults, but it's not like over the top. It's not covered in flash, which I really like. There's also been some more pictures of the bikes, or they might be the same pictures before, actually. I can't remember, but have a quick look at those again, because again, I think these are really well done. The bikes actually look functional, which I really like. That's like the key thing to me. Bikes that look functional, and they look like they would actually work. Space Marine bikes don't look like they would work. They look absurdly like non-functional. These look good. These look proper. Yeah, the overall pose and everything on them is really, really nice. And I do like the quad bike sniper. Even though that seems like a bit of an implausible thing to have, I still really like it. And again, it looks like an actual functional vehicle and not just like a lowered suspension, break your spine every time you go over a bump sort of deal, which, you know, some armies have real problems with their vehicles looking like they probably wouldn't work. These are not afflicted with that same issue. So, and there's like little nods to it, to like the Goliath, that's it. There is some nice nods to that in the design of these, which I think they've done a really good job. So yeah, the Genestealer Cult stuff looks really, really nice. There's a nice terrain piece for them as well. Massive drill system. Yeah, I like pretty much everything that I'm seeing, which is is rare, but I like it because of that. There's been an expansion for Kill Team as well, Kill Team Arena, which is a competitive focused thing. And there's also a couple of new kill teams with actual new models inside them. So it's 2 new sets, Starn's Disciples and Theta 7 Acquisitors, both featuring all new Commander miniatures, each a brand new unit for their faction for both Kill Team and Warhammer 40,000. So it looks like one of them might actually be another, a new HQ for Adeptus Mechanicus. So that's nice. Hopefully he'll appear in his own box eventually, because he looks mad. It looks really cool, but yeah, that is a creepy dude. The whole finger up to the lips with the massive gut plate, and I mean, clearly he's gone to the Gravis Captain school of working out with that massive gut plate that he's got. The shoulder area kind of looks like the dwarf range from Age of Sigmar, the Sky Dwarves, which is a little bit jarring, but I think it works. There's just some strange kind of combination of technology going up the top there that doesn't quite match with the rest, but overall I really do like the overall feel of it. I'm just not entirely sure about that kind of shoulder area. But the gun looks menacing, and he looks creepy as hell, and it's one of those models where I think the creepy factor is way up, and to be honest, you kind of need a bit of creepy with 40k, let's be honest. And the other one is the model that we've seen before, which is the 3-armed Gunslinger, which is great. 3 pistols, 1 in each hand, excellent. It still looks good, I still really like it, and again, it's not too over the top, it's not too covered in bling, it's very, very Genestealer Cult appropriate, which makes sense because that's what it is, but it's another nice model. I'm just pretty impressed, to be honest. I'm pretty impressed. There is also going to be a new box for Age of Sigmar, which that happened quicker than I thought it would, having another box. But that's cool. I like that, and it's an interesting box as well. I mean, it has some interesting choices in there. For me, Skaven, I've always pictured there being a horde of them. This box, if the picture is the contents of it, it looks like they've gone a different direction with that. You've mostly got large Skaven units as opposed to a bunch of small ones, which I do like as an alternative box. It kind of flips it a little bit off what I'd expect. I'm not obviously I'm not a Skaven expert, but I've always imagined it to be lots of smaller infantry with some big scary things like the Doom Wheel and the Warpfire Cannon, and and that is not what I'd expect to see, but I like it because of that. And there are some new units from that as well. So you've got you've got that guy who is a little bit scary, and a Boran Archregent. It's a nice model, again, not overly it's not over the top. It's nicely posed. The pose makes sense as well. I quite like the fact that it looks like something that you would actually see, as opposed to something that is done for convenience to display motion, for instance, which does happen occasionally. But yeah, this one, it looks properly scary, which it should. And there's also the Warlock Bombardier, which looks amazing. Again, just a massive rocket on a stick. Massive rocket on a stick and some crazy warp lightning going on. What more do you need from a Skaven? I think that pretty much sums up just them as a whole, surely. It looks really good, I like it. So yeah, I have to admit, this open day, I might not have got the prediction of the Emperor's Children, which wasn't really a prediction, it was just me taking a piss, but I like everything that I've seen. There's some of it I like more than others, admittedly, but for the most part, pretty much everything they've shown off looks really good. It looks really well done. It looks consistent. It's not too busy. It's not too over the top. It's all recognisably what it should be. And as in terms of curveballs, I nearly said curveballs because it was the Ambull and the Ambot. The Ambull and the Ambot, as curveballs go, pretty nice. I like that. I really want to know how big the Ambots are because I want to use them for something. I just don't know what. So yeah, pretty good reveals, to be honest, from the open day. And I know Genestealer Cults have been waiting a long time for that codex, but it looks like you're getting some interesting stuff out of it, and they have kind of hinted that there's going to be more. So you've got the bikes, you've got the quad bike sniper dude, you've got like 4, 5 characters. That seems like a lot of characters, admittedly, because I don't think you've got that much in the way of actual options in the codex, but it could be that with the bikes, and maybe if something else arrives as well, although don't quote me on that because that could be completely wrong. That's just something I'm sure I've read somewhere, but I can't spot it in the article right now. It looks like you're getting a decent-sized release along with your codex, or at least more than most of the other Xenos factions got, let's be honest, because most of them didn't get anything. So you're kind of behind on the scheduling, but ahead on what you're getting from it, by the look of things. Not bad at all. And so far, I'm 50-50 on stupid predictions that I don't think would happen. So we'll have to see what happens at the next open day. see if I can maybe raise that to right twice and wrong once, as opposed to right once and wrong once, as it currently stands. What do you reckon of all this new stuff? All the new releases, all of the new models? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. What's your favourite? What will be in like an instant buy? And what are you really not that bothered by? Let me know. And in the meantime, feel free to click Patreon, subscribe, videos, all that shit. Click it if you like. Don't click if you don't want to. And I will see you for the next one. Toodaloo.